Hi guys, welcome back to Seema's Top 10. Well, it's impossible to make a list of the most famous astronauts in the world, as each and every astronaut is special in some way. But we've tried to make a list of the most famous astronauts, and in today's video we will tell you about their achievements. So don't forget to subscribe to Seema's Top 10, and let's start the video. Number 10. Mae Jemison became the first woman of African descent to reach space on September 12, 1992, with the successful launch of the STS-47. Jemison was accepted into the NASA astronaut training program in 1987 as one of the first candidates selected after the Challenger disaster in '86. Number 9. Sally Ride became the first American woman to travel to space back in the year 1983. She is the third woman to do so. She also holds the record for being the youngest American astronaut to ever go into space at the age of 32. Number 8. KALPANA CHAWLA was the first woman of Indian descent to enter space, and she did it twice. Prior to joining NASA in 1988, CHAWLA earned a master's degree in aeronautical engineering from the University of Texas at Arlington. She previously graduated from the University of Punjab. In her first space mission, CHAWLA was assigned to deploy the solar spacecraft Spartan 201, which eventually failed, and unfortunately all 7 crew members, including KALPANA CHAWLA, died in that accident. Number 7. Tim Peake was a British Air Corps officer who served the nation as an army officer for 17 years. After that, he left the army to pursue his passion as an astronaut. He went on a mission to the International Space Station and became the first official British astronaut to walk in space. Number 6. John Herschel Glenn Jr. had an illustrious career. He was an outstanding fighter pilot in the United States Navy and later in the Marines, a famous astronaut and a US Senator in his later years. Herschel Glenn was the third American who went into space and the first American ever to orbit the Earth. You'll be surprised after knowing that he flew into space at the age of 77 once again. Number 5. SHEPHARD was the 5th astronaut to walk on the surface of the Moon. The successful launch of Sputnik 1 in 1957, in the midst of the Cold War, shook America's confidence in pursuing its ambitions in space. Before joining NASA, SHEPHARD spent more than a decade as a test pilot in the United States Navy. On May 5, 1961, with the successful launch of Mercury Redstone 3, SHEPHARD became the first American and only the second individual to fly into space. Number 4. Buzz Aldrin is also known as Dr. Rendezvous. He is the second person to walk on the Moon. Also, he spent 289 hours and 53 minutes in space, which is huge. On his first space flight aboard Gemini 12, Aldrin performed 3 EVAs for a total duration of more than 5 hours. Number 3. Valentina Tereshkova became the first woman to fly into space on June 16, 1963, nearly 2 decades before Sally Ride. She is from Russia and still the youngest female astronaut to do so. Before joining the Soviet space program, Valentina worked as an assembly worker in a local textile factory and was an avid skydiver. Number 2. Neil Armstrong is no doubt one of the most famous astronauts in the world, and an inspiration to aspiring young people who dream of one day becoming an astronaut. He is the first person to walk on the Moon. Born in 1930 in Wapakoneta, Ohio, Armstrong graduated from Purdue University and became a member of the National Aeronautical Advisory Committee before becoming an astronaut. Number 1. This list cannot be complete without Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space. In 1955, Yuri was a fighter pilot in the Soviet Air Force and was selected for the Soviet space program due to his excellent flight records. Then he was shortlisted by a special group of astronauts known as Sochi 6. That is all for today's video. If you like this video, then give us a thumbs up and also share it with your loved ones. Also, before we go, make sure to subscribe to Seema's Top 10. See you in the next video. Until then, take care.